Hello everybody, I'm back again with more stuff I bought off eBay, and in this case it's something actually quite nasty, quite dangerous, potentially. Yes, I've seen this thing advertised on eBay from a Chinese seller, well, Far Eastern seller, yogurt maker, but it was covered in these Minions graphics, or as I call them, those bloody annoying yellow hemorrhoids, who were all over the internet last year, and well, they've been around for a few years, but last year in particular, where the film was particularly bad and slightly annoying because they were appearing everywhere. And then someone had the wise idea of let's just have lots of inspirational Minions quotes on Facebook, which is just a load of nonsense, really. At the end of the day, load of nonsense. But anyway, I hate Minions, but that's just me. I've got two young kids who, as you can imagine, they were mad for Minions, and I was just like, yeah, let's please just shut up. Anyway, so yogurt maker. I've seen it on eBay. It was $6, $2 delivery, so it was quite cheap. It came with some instructions, all in Chinese or Mandarin, not quite sure. But anyway, there's the box. It got a bit bashed up in the post. Come, honey, lovely. There we go. Now, as I do with a lot of my videos, I have a little look at stuff before I plug it in and play around with it. Well, I actually did plug it in and it shut down the electric. The circuit breakers tripped instantly. So I was like, oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. So I had a look at it. Oh, by the way, before I continue, there is absolutely nothing to do with Minions on this. So someone in the factory where this was made decided, let's just put Minions all over the box. And, yay, Minions. But there's absolutely nothing to do. This yogurt maker has absolutely nothing to do with Minions. Yogurt makers, they're quite simple in operation. Basically, you get some milk, full fat milk, heat it up to I believe 80 degrees. So that does something to the milk. I'm not quite sure what. But then you put it in here. You mix it with some live yogurt, which is yogurt that hasn't been pasteurized, and therefore the bacteria is still alive. Switch it on, leave it for 12 hours, and you come back and you get yogurt, unflavoured yogurt. So you do what you want. If you put some flavours in, put it in the fridge, or spread it over your skin. I don't know, whatever you fancy. These should heat up to about 45 degrees, which is 115 Fahrenheit or thereabouts. That's the temperature you want for this to happen. Is it a fermentation process or a brewing process? I'm not quite sure, but anyway, that's what happens. They're very simple in operation. They're a bit like a baby bottle warmer. But anyway, I plugged this one in and it tripped the electrics. So I opened it up and had a look, just wondering what was going on. So I've already taken the screws out. Yay, have a look at that. It's not very nice, is it? This looks a bit like a thermistor. PTC thermistor, which is basically a resistor which heats itself up, but the resistance increases as it heats up, and therefore there comes a point where it's basically shuts itself off. Well, it doesn't shut itself off, it basically, the resistance increases to such a point that the electricity stops flowing. And it's a very simple thing. It's two metal plates here with a slightly conductive piece of material in between, kind of ceramic. But you may notice they were just sitting there like that, with this piece over. So what usually happens in these things, if you go off and look at other videos that talk about PTC thermistors, there's usually a brown plastic film over these, which is insulation and heat resistant, and stops a short circuit. In this case, they just basically took these two plates, shoved them together, and put them onto here. So of course you're going to have a short circuit. Yeah, because this is all bent down and this was contacting this metal plate at the bottom here, which I'm assuming is here to dissipate the heat into the plastic, and that heat will dissipate into this stainless steel bowl. So there you go. It was short circuited, and that was just tripping the electrics, which is annoying, but what do you expect for $6? But then a bit of closer look, there's a little, is it an LED or a neon? It's actually a neon. It's a bit old fashioned. But even then, like, this used insulation tape to hold it all together. It's even by dodgy, cheap Far Eastern standards, this is pretty nasty stuff. On the cable, this flex is fairly common for stuff that comes from the Far East. It feels a bit too thin for what it's doing. If you were to buy a yogurt maker from a reputable brand, such as Rowenta or Russell Hobbs or one of the various lifestyle brands that appear, get a bit of a thicker cable. It works for the wattage it takes. According to the box, it's 15 watts, which is probably about right for this, but it just seems a bit too thin. It's cheap and nasty. But yeah, so there you go. It was short circuiting here, and I didn't really get a chance to test it and turn it on. And to be honest, I'm not really in any mood to actually set this up properly. I could wrap this in insulation tape, but this is pressing down so hard to make contact, it might actually cut through and short circuit it again, or even worse, cut through into through here. Because if you look carefully, you'll see that there appears to be some damage here. It's about to crack and break through. So there you go. Yeah, that's probably one of the most nasty things I've ever bought on eBay. I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to ask for a refund, because let's be honest, the same. Who really cares? But yeah, cheap and nasty, dangerous. And whoever knocked this together was either hungover or high, or possibly both. Who knows? So there you go. That being said, this is a nice bowl. This is a nice little bowl for cooking or mixing or going all Delia Smith on someone's ass. So there you go. Cheap, nasty, horrible. Don't like it at all. Take care. Bye bye.